The Simpsons just announced that another white Simpsons voice actor is going to be stepping down from voicing a character of color.
Mm-hmm.
So this is according to the Wrap. You know Harry Shearer?
Yes. How do I know that name?
He's an
actor, isn't he?
He's an actor. He's been in a lot of movies that you probably haven't seen in a lot of years. Spinal Tap. He's in Spinal Tap.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know, he plays one of the characters there. And then I think he's in some of the Christopher Guest movies. But more importantly, he's been voicing characters on The Simpsons since The Simpsons was on the Tracy Ullman show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he's been voicing Dr. Hibbert, who is a black character. They announced today that Harry Shearer is no longer going to be voicing a black character, and instead he's going to be replaced by Kevin Michael Richardson, a black actor from Bless the Hearts.
Was it his decision or was it The Simpsons' decision?
I mean, I'm guessing it was The Simpsons' decision because, all right, so here's the thing. Last year, Hank Azaria chose to step down as being Apu because Hank Azaria, as you know, is white. If you watch Brockmire, you've seen him. So he stepped down as being Apu. He still does all the other characters that he does, just the way that Shearer is still going to be Ned Flanders and Principal Skinner and whatever other characters he plays. But Hank Azaria was like, I shouldn't be voicing an Indian character. Family Guy did the same thing. They were like, you know what? Mike Henry is white. He's been voicing Cleveland forever. So they asked him to step down, and they have a guy named Arif Zahir instead, who's taken over the role of Cleveland. So I think for the most part, well, let me ask you how you feel about it first before I tell you what I think.
Well, you're playing a character. I mean, Cleveland was a character. It was a caricature of somebody. It was, I don't think if somebody else voices Cleveland, it's going to be the same.
You've already heard the new guy voicing Cleveland.
Oh, have I?
Yeah, if you're watching this season of Family Guy, you've already heard it. So clearly it doesn't bother you because you haven't said anything. You haven't noticed.
Well, I don't think they've really had Cleveland on this season. So, I mean, just like last night's episode didn't have Cleveland.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I haven't seen Cleveland at all. I think they kind of wrote him off.
My favorite is when Peter is in a band and he gets on stage and he goes, "Hello, Cleveland." And Cleveland goes, "Hi, Peter." Anyway, so here's what I think about it. I think it's about time. I think it's about time that they did this. I don't know what took them so long to tell Harry Shearer to stop voicing a black guy. This is like the voice version of blackface. I don't know why Harry Shearer has been voicing Dr. Hibbert this long. Like, why are we just hearing this news today? Why didn't The Simpsons 10 years ago or more, or even 5 years ago, when people were starting to comment about this and be like, not cool, dude? It's like they've been getting on straight actors for playing gay. Mm-hmm. They've been getting on, people, you should play what you are. You should give opportunities to people who are that person, that character. So I don't know what took them so long is my opinion on this. And I think that they should go further. I don't think it's enough. Like, I think it's great that they finally have a black actor playing the black characters in Family Guy and Simpsons and any other shows that have made those sorts of changes. Why is Nancy Cartwright still playing Bart Simpson? Why is a woman still playing a child?
Okay. Because you said it perfectly. A woman is playing a child. Plain. It's like two kids playing cowboys and Indians. They're not actually cowboys and they're not actually Indians. They're plain. And that's the thing about acting is you're acting. You're not. Right. It's not a documentary.
But there's so many child actors out there who can use the work. Nancy Cartwright's been doing it for 30 years.
But she hasn't done anything to lose that job. So, and she's
it's not about, look, Hank Azaria didn't do anything to lose the job, and neither did Harry Shearer. It's just about The Simpsons being like, you know what? We should have, okay, maybe you're not going to agree with that. How about this? Do you watch Superstore?
No, nobody does, but you.
I love that show.
I'll show you the ratings. You're the only one.
No, it was, are you kidding? It was doing really well, but now, I don't know if you know, America Ferrera has left the show, her own show that she was starring in. So it's not as good. But anyway, so there's an actor on it named Colton Dunn, who I love. He was from Key and Peele and Parks and Rec, and he's a terrific actor. But he's playing a dude in a wheelchair, and he's not really in a wheelchair.
It's plain. That's the main thing about acting is you're not you. You're acting like somebody else.
But if you want to be inclusive, hang on a minute. If you want to be inclusive, do you know how many actors in wheelchairs don't have work? They could have found an actor who is actually really in a wheelchair to play that role. I've been watching a lot of BritBox lately, and British television has already been doing this. They have so many characters who are in wheelchairs, and it has nothing to do with their character. They're just another actor on the set who happened to be in a wheelchair. It's not a scene about somebody who is in a wheelchair. You know what I mean? That's not part of the narrative. Like this one British mystery show I watched, like one of the detectives just so happens to be in a wheelchair and nobody mentions it because it doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean? So I love Colton Dunn. Think he's a great actor. I think they should recast a guy who's actually in a wheelchair.
No, if he's already got the part, let him continue to do it. I mean,
you feel that way about Harry Shearer then? Harry Shearer has been voicing a black guy for 30 years. He should continue to do it?
Exactly. For 30 years. He's been playing for 30 years. He's been playing cowboys and Indians for 30 years. Let him continue to play it. It's not real life. It's not a documentary. You're playing a part. Playing a part.
Yeah, but it's like vocal blackface. It's not right. I don't think it's right. Anyway, so I applaud The Simpsons for making this change. I think they should have done it sooner. And I think all these other shows should be looking at who their characters are, who's playing what, straight people playing gay people, hire a gay actor. Just go for it. There's plenty of them out there.
I think the best actor should get the best part. Doesn't matter if if you can play gay and you're not gay, more power to you. You should get an award.
It's funny you would say that because my ex-husband's father was a really famous voiceover guy, like one of the biggest names in voiceovers. Like my joke about him is, that voice when you're walking down the street, you got that voice in your head. That's him. That was John Lee. So John Lee, my ex-father-in-law, is Korean. So he's a person of color, so I didn't have a problem with this, but apparently they did. He's from the Bronx. He grew up in the Bronx. Okay. He does a black guy really well. So he had auditioned for this voiceover role where he was a Korean guy voicing a black guy. And he auditioned against black guys. He got the part. He shows up the day for the work and they're like, "Hi, can we help you?" He's like, "Yes, it's very nice to meet you. I am John Lee." And they were like, "Excuse me? I'm John Lee. I'm here to play the role of whatever it was, Harry." And they were like, "Can you hang on a minute?" And they had a problem with the fact that he was a Korean guy playing a black guy, even though they cast him. They heard his voice and they were upset that he did a black guy so well. And they wanted to fire him.
It's an incoming call. Hello?
Oh, yes, it's an incoming call. What's up, people?
Hey, the real Jeremy. So the real Jeremy is a friend of the show, has been for a while, and he's usually the tiebreaker.
And I usually side with you, Cooper, but I can't on this one. I love you, though.
Why? How come you're not the real Jeremy? Explain to me what it is about. What did Anthony just say that you think is a good idea?
All of it. They're actors. They're playing a part. I could understand 30 years ago doing it, casting, a kid for Bart Simpson, something like that, but can't change it now. And they're acting. That's what they're getting paid to do, is act, whether in a wheelchair, whether being a white guy, a black guy, a Puerto Rican guy, whatever, I mean, even you go to a pizzeria, sometimes you have a Spanish guy making your pizza. They sometimes make it better than an Italian guy. You know what I mean?
I don't have a problem with that. Anybody can make pizza. You don't have to be Italian to make pizza.
I know, but I'm saying it's usually Italians that do that. So, like, to play a black guy, you don't have to be a black guy.
I just, but it's another example of how, look, as it is, black people have a hard time getting the auditions and getting the work and getting agents and all that kind of stuff. Here's an opportunity for them to have cast a black person and they should have done it 30 years ago. I say better late than never.
How about this one? My cousin is half white, half black. Black father, white mother. Could he play both?
Is he an actor?
No, but if he was,
He's got to be an actor.
he is brown skin, but can he play a white person? He's half.
I mean, if he's a good actor, yeah. I mean, I think, but see, people that are mixed race are not white, and that's the idea that it's somebody. People who are white have dominated a lot of these fields, so somebody who is mixed race is accepted and acceptable because they're not white.
I hear you, but it's just, to me, it's just acting, and it's make believe. It's not real.
Yep.
Well, no, I'm not saying it's real. It's not a question of real. It's a question of fair. It's a question of giving people opportunities.
I think everyone should have the opportunity, but in the beginning, when the show first comes out, I agree 100%. But when the show first comes out, not 30 years later, you can't have someone else play Bart Simpson now. It's gonna. I mean, unless you have someone who's really good at it. But
yeah, I mean, look, they replaced the Affleck duck. They replaced Gilbert Gottfried.
The duck had one,
and the guy
word.
But I'm just saying that, and the new duck sounds just like him. You wouldn't know the difference. What do you care? As long as it sounds exactly the same.
I don't care about the Affleck duck at all, so I really don't care.
And
no, I'm saying, so what do you care if a black actor is now Dr. Hibbert? If he sounds like Dr. Hibbert, what do you care?
I don't, but don't get rid of people's jobs. I feel like, unless they're playing other
Harry
characters.
Shearer is a multimillionaire. No one's believe me. Harry Shearer is fine. He's fine, and he's not. They haven't fired him. They just took one voice away from him. He does like 30 other voices on the show, so now he'll do 29 voices.
See, and I believe the Mike Henry of Family Guy, I believe he's the one who stepped down himself.
Yeah, he's the one who actually said, "I don't feel right doing this anymore."
And right, Hank Azaria.
That's up to him, you know what I mean? But I don't know.
Right, right. Hank Azaria did the same thing. Hank Azaria stepped down from playing Apu as well, so it's up to them.
Apu, I took a poo.
Thank you, the real Jeremy.
I love you guys. I will talk to you soon.
I love that. And it asks me, how was the call quality, good or bad?
Well, I say bad because I don't like what he had to say.
No, I'm listening to quality of it, and call quality a lot better than our last radio job.
That's very true. That's actually a really good point. That was it was a major radio station. That was a better call. That was better call quality. So put that in the notes if they ask you.
Yes, much better than most stations.